Hey tribe, it's your girl Precious Stevens, aka the Draping Queen, and today we're going back to the basics, guys. I'm going to walk you through an easy backdrop setup that's perfect for any event. We'll cover everything from the equipment you'll need to final touches to make your backdrop stand out. Now, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, don't worry about it, guys. I've got you covered. This basic backdrop setup is sure to steal the show. So let's get into it and roll the intro. All right, guys, so we're about to create a very basic backdrop, but this is really popular and what you guys see a lot of people doing in the industry today. We're gonna be using our Posh Premium Double Drape system along with some of our premium sequin blends and our stretch blends. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is set up your base plates along with your uprights and then attach your crossbar. Now we're gonna be doing a double layer design, meaning we're going to be using 2 crossbars. But before you move to your next crossbar, the first thing you want to do is thread your initial drape, which is going to be your base layer. We're going to be using Sequin, and the reason we're using Sequin is because it's going to give you kind of a pop for the entire design. Since it's a basic design, you want to kind of give it as much pizzazz as possible without overpowering the actual design elements. Okay, so when you're ready to thread your drape, first thing you want to do, and this is going to give you proper posture, meaning you can still have free will with your hands. You want to take your crossbar and put it in the cusp of your neck and stand directly under your unit. I normally put my panels in the cusp of my arm, and that prevents me from doing a lot of bending, and I can just continuously thread my drape. I am using 3 panels of the blush sequin, and this is from our premium sequin line. Now you just want to evenly disperse your panels along your entire crossbar. You want to make sure everything is kind of even. Since this is a basic design, I am not going to make the base layer super full. Instead of using 6 panels, I'm only going to be using 3. Some people do tend to kind of tuck their seams where the mesh kind of outlines the fabric. That's totally up to you. It's not necessary, it's totally up to you. And now you're going to move on to your next layer, which is another crossbar. Now we're going to take our 3-inch crossbar hangers. We're going to insert one on each side and attach our additional crossbar. All right, guys, so now we're about to thread our second drape with the remaining pieces of our fabric. Now, some people do this different ways. I tend to thread all of my drape from one end, meaning if I'm putting 8 pieces of drape on this one crossbar, I am threading all 8 pieces from one side. But some people, they do it a different way, right? Some people like to divide their fabric up. They'll thread one end with half of the fabric, then they'll walk over, thread the other end with the remaining half of the fabric. So whichever way works for you is totally fine. There's really no wrong way to do it. Main thing is putting them on in order. So I would tend to pick up my drape, and just as I did before, I'm going to put it in the cusp of my arm, just so I can continuously drape. Okay, so I'm starting with my middle drape because I'm dividing my panels up in the middle. I'm threading half on this side and half on the other side. So I get colors that go in the middle first, and then I'll thread those. Now once you get the last drape on, you do the same exact thing on the opposite side. Okay, so you're gonna remove your crossbar and you're gonna do the same exact thing and make sure you keep your drape in the same pattern as it is on the other side. And just continuously drape until you have them all on your crossbar. Okay, so now that you have all of your drape on your crossbar, now you just want to make sure every drape is evenly dispersed along your design. Now we have a total of 8 panels, right? So you want to make sure, since we're doing like an overlapping method, or some may call it crisscross, you want to make sure all of your panels are even on both ends. So before you get started moving your panels around, you want to make sure you have an accurate measurement. The easiest way by doing so is to get you a handy dandy measuring tape. Even though you may think you can eyeball your measuring and you can get your panels even just by looking at it, the slightest offset, it could be 2 inches, will make a big difference in your design. So I always just go ahead and double check, measuring how wide my unit is. This is a total of 80 inches wide, so right at the 40-inch mark will be my middle. That's where my middle is, meaning my 2 orange panels would meet. So from this point, I know I have 40 inches on one side, 40 inches on another side, which means I want all of my panels to be about 10 inches each, and that's how I would measure it about. Now that all of your panels are even, you want to start to fill them out and make sure you have no empty spaces in your design. And what I mean by empty spaces is things such as this. Even though you may think it doesn't make a big difference, once you raise your design, how you pleat your fabric or how you gather your fabric will show the same empty space once you raise it. So just make sure everything is kind of even all about, so you don't have any empty spaces. Now for this basic design, another good thing about this design is, guys, we're not using any pole covers. We're not using the valance. We're not using anything. We just pretty much gonna make pretty swags that's gonna kind of steal the show, right? Not using a lot of fabric, and we're gonna just take our 2 end pieces, which is the baby pink, and we're gonna cover it around. We're gonna take our panel and go all the way around to our upright to kind of make a pole cover. You don't want any of your hardware showing, so we're just gonna kind of take it around to kind of cover it up that way. And that's the cheat code when you don't have a lot of fabric. Do the same thing on the other side. Hey guys, just wanted to take a quick pause here. For those who want to dive deeper into the art of draping, I have something really special for you, and that is our virtual program. Now, this isn't just any online course that you're probably used to, but yet a rather in-depth, step-by-step guide showcasing premium draping techniques. So from the comfort of your own home, you can learn the secrets of creating breathtaking backdrops with detailed demonstrations of each technique. Now, this program is perfect for anyone who wants to master the art of premium draping, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned vet. Be sure to check the link in the description to enroll into the virtual program and start transforming your draping skills today. Now, let's get back to the video. All right, guys, so now it's time to raise your backdrop. And for today's design, we're going about 9 feet in height. So you want to come over to your upright, and you want to just start raising your top upright bars. Do the same exact thing on the other side. So now once you have your backdrop at your desired height, now you want to start moving your panels around to according to what the design is going to be. Now we're just doing a simple, like a swag pattern. We're only going to be actually swagging 3 panels out of the 4 on each side. The 2 on the end is going to act as a pole cover, or like kind of just encompass the end of your backdrop to give it a clean look and cover up all of your swags that's attached to the pole. So let's start on one side. We're going to move your last panel out of the way because that's going to act as your pole cover. And the 2 fuchsia, I want those 2 to go in the middle, right? So I'm going to bring my 2 fuchsia and just kind of lay them according to where I want them to swag, right? And then the baby pink and the orange are going to both go to the upright. So I'm just going to swing that to one side and then swing the orange to the other side. Now it's totally up to you if you want, which layers you want to be in the front. Now for this actual design, I like my middle layers to be on the outside. So I'm going to wrap them around my fuchsia so it can kind of be a crisscross pattern. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing on the other side. Now you want to make sure you have some pipe cleaners so you can begin to swag your drapes to the upright. So I'm going to start over here on my right. And I know I want my baby pink to go relatively high, not too high, but I want it to be higher than the standard, which is 3 feet from the ground. So I'm going to go about 1 foot from the first adjustable component on my upright. So I'm going to easily measure that with a pipe cleaner. Where the pipe cleaner ends is where I want my swag to meet. So again, this is a real simple design. It doesn't take a lot of skill. So you just want to pick your fabric up and begin to gather it. There's not a lot of pleating techniques involved in this design, which is why you can create it with ease. Now I'm going to take my second panel, which is the orange, and I'm going to bring that right about the 3-foot marker on my upright. Now I want to use this slot, that way when I go to do it on the other side, it'll be even. So that way all of my swags will be even. So I'm just going to bring it to the 3-foot marker, which is the slot. And now I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So you want to take your fuchsia panels, swag my fuchsia or my middle panels at the same time. Some people do one side and then bring the other side so it can meet. I do it at the same time because it kind of increases the efficiency of them being even and also the same height. So I just bring them, the 2 panels, I bring them to where I want them to meet, which is about right there. And then I just lift them both at the same time. I take one side, bring it up, then I bring the other side. Secure it with my pipe cleaner. I'm not going to make this super tight because if I need to make adjustments, I need to be able to pull on the fabric to make the adjustments to even out the design. So for this to be a basic design, this looks pretty okay, right? I like it. I feel very comfortable to move forward to kind of start polishing it up and cleaning it up. Now, I don't have a tie back, and I really don't want to tie back because like I said, this is a very basic design. So the only thing I'm going to do is take one of these panels and I'm just going to go around the back and bring it through the front. That way it covers up where the fabric meet. This way I don't have to think about securing nothing there. I don't have to play with any kind of embellishments. I'm just using the fabric that's in the design. Now I'm going to clean up my base layer, which is my sequin, to kind of make sure everything is flat and flush. Now let's adjust our pole covers or the end caps of our backdrop to kind of cover everything up, make sure all of our swags are properly hidden so you don't see where the gathers are on the uprights. And your final step, guys, is down to the puddling. You want to make sure your fabric at the bottom that you're covering your base plates for one, and you don't have excess fabric in the front looking like a big poof ball. You want to make sure it's neat and kick your excess fabric to the back so that it's not overpowering for your design. All right, guys, so this is the final design. This was very easy to create, and this is a basic backdrop that anybody can kind of implement, especially you guys that's just trying to get in and not sure exactly what to get. We only use 11 panels along with the Posh basic backdrop system, right? So guys, if you think that you're going to give this a shot, tell me below. All right, guys, so that's how you set up a basic yet stunning backdrop. If you're ready to try it for yourself, make sure to visit our store for all the gear you'll need. The links are right in the description. But before you go, tell me in the comments, how much would you charge for a design like this? Pricing is a major issue in this draping game, guys, which is why I created the backdrop pricing calculator software. I want you to check the description for the link so you get instant access. Can you imagine never having to second guess your pricing ever again and sending quotes like a boss? It's a game changer. And guys, if you really love these tips, then show your girl some love by smashing that like button and subscribing to the best premium draping channel on the internet. And as always, stay fabulous, stay inspired, and keep draping like a pro. I'll see you guys in the next one. I want you to comment below. Oh God, I don't know what I said.
It's okay.
So be sure to check the link below. And sending quotes like a boss. It's a jinx.
It's all good. It's all good. You was doing good. You was doing good.